Welcome back to Stab the Dragon Productions for episode number 266 and Random Tastings number 2. Coming to you from Fort Worth, Texas on Saturday, May 23rd, 2026 with my friend David from Church and Work. In the past year or so, I have conducted several tastings with my cousin Greg down by Houston, but I didn't record those, though I did make a video about how to do a whiskey tasting. And so tonight, David and I are going to sit here and we're going to taste some American Single Malts and then close the video by making a cocktail, maybe with one of these single malts. We're going to start with Santa Fe Original Mesquite Smoked Single Malt, distilled and aged at over 7,000 feet elevation in the dry climate of New Mexico. In 2024, they rebranded from Colkeegan, named after the founder, Colin Keegan, started in 2010, to this brand, the original Santa Fe whiskey, because the distillery was purchased by the Stockwell Reserve, a co-op of craft distilleries. Now, the Scots smoked their whiskeys with peat smoke. This one uses mesquite. So think hints of barbecue smoke with this. And matured in new white American oak, once used bourbon barrels. This is double distilled in a copper pot still. 35% of this barley has been smoked with mesquite, and 65% is not smoked. Aged for over 3 years, weighing in at 92 proof. It's not available in my part of Texas that I've seen, and so I had to order this online. And $59 was the listed price, but you got to pay $20 or so for shipping and taxes. So about $80 for this. All right. Nosing. Now this time I'm getting a little bit of the smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And wow. Now I'm getting the smoke. Earlier I did not get the smoke.
Yep.
A little bit of maltiness. All right, let's go in for the taste. For me, okay, there's a little bit of the smoke finally.
Yep.
Okay. It leads with some kind of a fruitiness and malt, but the smoke rolls in a little bit.
Mine is backwards. It leads with the smoke.
Okay.
And then finishes with this incredible floral fruitiness. It
Yeah.
is everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it just sticks around. It hangs around.
It does. Very
it's
long.
Very syrupy.
Yeah, yeah. It coats the mouth well.
Mm-hmm.
Long finish. I mean, I'm still getting fruit.
Oh yeah.
Smoke. Malt.
Oh yeah.
All of it. So this, man, this is rich. This is a rich whiskey for sure. Well balanced. But I tend to say the fruitiness leads the way. The fruitiness is the dominant strain here.
Absolutely.
But trying to identify the fruit is about impossible.
I don't know. It's all sorts. It's a medley.
Okay, yeah. Picture a fruit cocktail that's got apples, pears, raspberries, and strawberries.
Yep.
All that.
Yep.
And that's what I'm getting in here.
Yep.
With hints of smoke throughout.
I mean, everywhere in your mouth, on your lips.
Yeah.
On the tongue, on the top of your mouth. It just sticks around.
It does.
It's syrupy.
It is.
But I don't smell it. I don't smell the fruit at all.
You smell the smoke.
I do.
I was getting fruit, maltiness, and a little bit of the smoke on the nose. So, man, that's just all kinds of good. I mean, worth the $80. Yeah. And I really wish this was marketed here in Fort Worth. Absolutely. That would be a favorite, I think. Of course, I say that about all my whiskeys, don't I?
This is really good.
This is yeah. It is
really
you're gonna have to go online and check these people out.
Yeah, this is tasty.
Yeah, it is. Okay.
Yeah, if you have not picked up a bottle of this, you really need to.
So Santa Fe Spirits out of Santa Fe, New Mexico.
Really good.
There you go. All right, now the way we're going to do this is we're going to pause off and on throughout and kind of cleanse our palate a little bit, cleanse the glasses out a little bit, and so we'll be right back with the next whiskey. All right, next up in our lineup, coming from Virginia Distilling, Courage, where is it? There we go.
Courage and conviction.
Courage and Conviction. This is their flagship whiskey. They have all kinds of variants, but I wanted to try the basic version. This is from Lovingston, Virginia, a small town of about 520 people, right? It's a suburb of Charlottesville, which is not a big place either, about 50,000. So founded in 2011 by an Irish immigrant. I think that's important for here. Dr. George Moore. And he's not a medical doctor, he was in technology field. But he immigrated to America and started this distillery. And he envisioned founding whiskey to rival Scotch single malts. Now, George founded this operation in 2011. That's when they started. But he passed away in 2013, so he didn't get to see it to its fruition. But his son, Gareth, Irish names, continued the project to completion, and they began distilling in 2015. Their cask warehouses are non-climate controlled, so they are subjected to the 4 seasons of Virginia. Their copper pot stills and other equipment were handmade in Scotland. They use Midwestern grains. Their baseline here is 92 proof. It's aged for a minimum of 3 years in a mix of 50% of the barrels are first fill ex-bourbon, and then 25% are in a European wine Cuvée cask. I don't know diddly about wine. I've heard of Cuvée, but I have no clue what it is. And then 25% in sherry casks. So it's heavy on the wine influence and heavy on the bourbon influence. There you go. So price and availability. This is available local to me here in Fort Worth. I got this one at Specs for $62, and I kind of think that was a high price because the other versions of this I've seen at Goody Goody and Total Wine are the more heavily finished versions, and those are cheaper. So I don't know. Maybe Specs got to me. But at any rate, I've been eyeing this for a long time and finally got it. So here we are. Nose. Oh, yeah.
Oh, whoa.
I get the wine right away. The sweet fruit of the wine, maltiness.
This burns a lot more than the other one.
Oh, you think the nose is strong?
Yeah.
They're both the same proof. This is the same proof as the Santa Fe, 92 proof. And they're both about the same age. I think they're both are in the 3-year mark.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's odd.
Whew.
Really?
That
Stronger
burns for me.
Stronger burn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, let's go in for a sip then.
Okay. Oh, it's smooth.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That does not taste how it smells.
It's not harsh.
No, not at all. Very
So
smooth.
the nose was a little bit harsh for you.
Yeah.
But the sip, very smooth, very sweet.
Very smooth. Yeah.
Fruity. The wine cask influence there.
And I don't want you to get confused with when you say fruity with the other one. The other one was like fruit filled.
Yeah.
This is like more of a
the sherry finish,
like a floral fruity, and like
okay,
more that you like smell it on your palate, if that makes sense, more than you taste it.
Yeah.
I would say the other one you definitely taste fruit.
Yeah. It is different.
But
to me, this
very
is
smooth.
Yeah, this is kind of leans heavily on the sherry for me.
Sherry.
Oloroso sherry. Oloroso sherry is the cask that they use, and the Cuvée, whatever that is.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
but I do get the maltiness as well.
The burn for me is in the back of the throat, and it's very faint. This is very easy to drink, and
Yeah. Now, see,
I don't know if it would mix well, but this would.
What would you mix this with? Sherbet ice cream, maybe? This is real fruity. Fruit cocktail and single malt. Something like that. I don't know. I tend to like harsh, burny, high proof bourbons. And so this is at 92 proof, and I'm thinking the mouthfeel, the burn is below expectations.
Oh, definitely.
So this is for 92 proof. I think it's very smooth.
Very smooth. I don't have nearly as refined of a palate as you do, and this is very easily drinkable.
Yes, very, very drinkable.
The burn from the smell is way worse than the burn in the mouth, which is, I don't know how else to explain that.
Yeah.
It's, you don't get that when you sip it. But it clears my nostrils. That's for sure.
Okay, so that's
this is very smooth.
Okay. But does it go up into your sinuses as you drink it?
Yeah, so that when it hits the roof of my mouth, I see what you mean by the fruit, but it's not fruity like the Santa Fe was fruity. This is more of a smell of fruit, an aftertaste of of that kind of sensation where it like lingers and
it's very aromatic.
Aromatic sits on the top of your mouth, on the top of your on the top of the mouth, back of the tongue. The burn is in the back for me. It's not burn forward.
Okay, for me the burn, what little burn there is.
Right.
I'm going to say even mouth tingles. At 92 proof, this is incredibly smooth.
Yeah.
To me, it's focused in the mouth. I'm not really getting anything in the back of my throat.
Maybe I'm drinking it too fast.
I tend to take very small sips. Everybody that I drink with finishes way before I do.
Right.
I do tiny sips.
Yeah.
Like teaspoon. When I'm doing a tasting with my cousin, he takes gulps. And some of the guys that I've watched online take a big gulp and they swish it around in their mouth. They chew it, right? It's called the Kentucky chew, I guess. I don't do that. I take a tiny sip, like not even a teaspoon.
Yeah, even when I let it linger in my mouth, the burn isn't really there. It's so smooth. The burn is definitely for me in the back, in the finish, as I swallow it. And
okay.
It's if there's any of that 92 proof, it's all in the back. It's none of that is going to scare you up front.
Right.
This is very, very smooth.
But this is fascinating how two people drinking the same whiskey can have similar but also different experiences with the same whiskey. And I would even further add that as you drink down a bottle, it's going to change, right, along the way. And even within one glass, it can change. Your first sip may be one direction. By the time you get to the bottom of your glass, it may be in a different direction. So that's part of the evolution of whiskey in your own palate.
Right. Yeah, as I sip this, it's smooth first, aromatic floral fruitiness, but not nearly the taste of fruit as the Santa Fe. Just that kind of like aroma, and then burn on the back of the throat as it goes down.
So here's a hard question.
Yep.
Between the two, is it possible? I know there's differences. Is it possible to say one's better than the other?
Man, I just like the Santa Fe. That was too good. It was
okay, Santa Fe may win this one.
It was so fruity and just
as good as this one is.
Both of them are
The
very
Santa
deceptive.
Fe may be
Yep.
the favored one for both of us. Okay, that's a hard call.
This is quite good though.
Yeah.
Well worth the money, I would say.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a smooth glass, this is it.
Here's the tube that the Virginia whiskey came in. So not all of them have tubes, but this one at Specs had a tube. And that's a classy touch. I mean, we're not taking time to really talk about the bottles that much. On my regular reviews, I talk about the bottles and the packaging and marketing and all that. But this is still, anytime you see a whiskey in a tube, it's kind of a classy touch. Of course, that takes money, and so part of what you're paying for this $80. No, this was a 60. I got this locally. What was the price on this one?
I think you said 62.
$62 at Specs. So that's not that bad for a single malt. But part of your money is going into packaging. This is a metal tube, and it's got a cardboard sleeve inside. So, okay, we'll take a break and come back with the next whiskey. Part of their basic flagship single malt. And as soon as I tasted that, it's like, wow. Okay, and so then I became a fan of Texas single malts. Well, then it's like the American single malt became a thing in American whiskeys. And so I said, okay, if I like Acre so much. So I tried Balcones lineage. Blew me away. It was amazing. Okay. Tried Andalusia. It's phenomenal. But the one I got, the Andalusia, was a heavily smoked version.
Yeah.
It's like sticking your face in a charcoal grill, man. Okay. And so it's like, okay, I can like it, but it's not an everyday drinker at all. Okay, this is a special thing, but it's good. So then what was the first American single malt that I tried outside of Texas? I'm not even sure, but I kind of think. I mean, I started researching it, and I kind of
didn't you try that Irish one?
Oh yeah, I did. I've tried lots of Scotch ones,
yeah,
and some Irish ones. So, but I'm talking about American single malt. I think this was the next one I did.
Gotcha.
And it blew me away. And so then I tried Colorado Stranahan's, and it was amazing. I tried 10th Mountain. It was amazing. Westland is amazing, and on all these others. And it's like, okay, I've been converted to a big fan of American single malts.
Well, what you've told me what you've shown me so far is great. It is so deceptive because I'm smelling it and I'm going in thinking, oh, it's gonna taste this. I'm just gonna get nothing but smoke and burn, and it's just this like smooth. First one's fruity. The second one is way smoother. Unbelievably smooth for how it smells. Just crazy.
It is.
Can't believe it does it.
And the difference between corn and barley is huge. When I first tried Scotch, I was getting this funky, cheesy, Parmesan cheesy flavor. So what is that? What is this?
Cheesy.
Yeah, okay. That's the only thing I can associate it in my brain. So what is that funky flavor? And it took a long time of study and reading. And it's like, okay, that has to be the malted barley. That's what that flavor is I'm getting. Because these are malted barley. It's not corn. It's not rye. It's malted barley. Corn, I understand. Rye, I understand. This has to be the barley. And that's what it is. And then trying to identify what peat smoke was. And there's all kinds of different peat smokes because there's different peat moss. So each region has its own flavor of peat, apparently. So that was phenomenal. I was trying to figure out all the peat smoke. All right, this is Westland.
It is playing, by the way.
Hmm.
It's playing, by the way.
Yeah. It's not finished in anything
No,
weird.
your video is recording, by the way.
Oh, man. See, now look. Okay. How does that happen? I hit pause. Okay. Well, whatever. Okay, this is Westland. Time to do Westland.
I'm sure you can edit it.
No, I don't edit. It's like all this conversation was relevant. So here we
Fair
go.
enough.
Okay. Westland screw cap. All right. And then a little bit more.
Okay.
There we go. Now, Westland has made big waves. Okay, this is coming out of Seattle. Founded in 2011 by Matt Hoffman and Emerson Lamb, but it's now owned by the French. Remy Cointreau. This is distilled in Seattle, and I was stationed in the Army at Fort Lewis, Washington, and Tacoma, so I've been to Seattle a few times. But it's aged in Skagit Valley, north of Seattle, almost on the Canadian border. And that's also where they get their barley, right? This is aged 2 to 3 years. It varies. You know, they do taste tests and say, if is it ready, fine. If it's not, it waits. Okay. Again, bottled at 92. All three of these that we've tried, it's bottled at 92. And Westland made a lot of news a couple of years ago when they had a truckload of their, I'm going to butcher the name here, Gariana or something, oak, their 10-year Gariana whiskeys, high expensive stuff. A whole truckload was stolen, right?
Whoa.
Yeah. And so you're talking about $1 million worth of whiskey stolen. Where did that go? I don't know. It's a mystery. Hercule Poirot, where are you? Right? So anyway, this is Westland Single Malt. What do you get on the nose? This is pretty widely available and priced reasonably here locally, $55 to $58.
This is more floral for me. It's not nearly as burn forward as the last one.
Right.
And when I say burn, I mean like the smoke, I guess.
Yeah, there's no smoke involved with this
Yeah.
one. It's not finished. This is their flagship whiskey. So it's not finished in any weird barrels or anything.
This is very floral.
A little bit floral. What I'm getting, besides the malt, I'm getting what I've always called with Texas whiskeys. I'm getting the Texas funk. But this is from Seattle. I'm getting a little bit of that Texas funk that comes from the climate that interacts with Texas whiskeys.
Right.
Seattle has the opposite kind of climate.
Right.
I've lived in Tacoma for years. This Seattle, you're looking at temperatures and rain, cooler temperatures.
Mm-hmm.
If you have 75 degree in Seattle, that's a hot day.
Right.
Right. You got rain 300 days out of the year. So why am I getting the Texas funk on a Seattle whiskey? I don't know. So I'm not getting the floral. I'm getting a funk and I'm getting malt. All right. Gonna have to taste it. The taste is true to the nose for me.
Yeah. That's a significant more amount of burn for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I staged these
more
in order of. They're all the same proof. They're all 92 proof.
Yeah, this'll cleanse your mouth.
I staged these in according to how I rated them as far as their flavor profiles, how strong they were.
Yeah, this is a lot stronger.
So this is a lot stronger than the first two.
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. So I did that right. That's good.
Yeah, this I like what you said. This is the first one that was taste true to the nose. I think that's the best way to say it.
But I'm not
What
getting
you
any
smell is what
fruit.
you taste. No,
I'm not getting any fruit. This is
I wouldn't say when I say floral, I wouldn't mean like fruity floral. It's just
yeah.
more. I don't know how to explain it.
Okay, on the website they say it tastes nose and taste custard, marionberry, which is a berry that grows up in the Pacific Northwest, maple brittle, toasted marshmallow, almond nougat, cream.
The toasted marshmallow, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cream brulee,
Mm-hmm.
black tea,
Okay.
and white flowers. Whatever the heck a white flower is. What? But that's the floral thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, that's the floral thing. And malted chocolate balls. Think the candy Whoppers. Yes,
Definitely.
I get Whoppers.
Whoppers. Okay, I definitely see the toasted marshmallow. That
Yeah.
kind of toasty, sweet,
Right.
I guess,
Yeah.
situation. It's
But again, I'm getting some kind of a funk that resembles
okay.
Texas whiskeys, and yet a totally different climate. Now notice,
Yep.
we've done 3 very different climates.
Right.
Virginia
Yep.
has 4 seasons. New Mexico, high altitude, 7,000 feet, hot, dry summers, cold winters,
Mm-hmm.
and then Westland from Seattle, a cold, wet climate all the year long. 3 very different climates. And this is the advantage that American whiskeys have over Scotland, is our climate is so variable, so
Diverse.
vastly different.
Yep.
Our altitudes are so vastly different.
Yep.
So
The
Westland,
soils in each country is
the soils, the water.
Yep.
Okay, the water that Westland uses comes from the mountains, right? It comes from the ice melt from the Cascades. So you get a different water source. The grain is grown there in the Skagit Valley. All right. So what do you think about this whiskey?
The best way to explain it, I think, that you've already said is it's just true to the nose. What I smell is what I taste.
Yeah.
But the one thing that did stick out, like I said, is the toasted marshmallow. Once
Toasted
you
marshmallow.
say that, you pick it up.
You do.
For me. A lot more burn.
Yeah,
a lot more burn.
It's bolder.
It's way more bold than the other
This
two.
is the boldest of the 3.
Absolutely.
The burn is not like bourbon. And for me, again, the burn is very proof appropriate at 92.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't go down in my chest. Doesn't go up in the sinuses. To me, it stays in the mouth.
Yep.
But it is a bit stronger than the other 2 whiskeys.
Yep. Yep.
All right. Now for the tough question. Which do you prefer? The Virginia or the Seattle?
I am a fan of the Courage and Conviction. It's really good.
Virginia.
It's really good.
There you go. So we have a 1, 2, 3. Santa Fe, Virginia, and then Westland. Now, Westland is a big national brand now.
Yeah.
Cointreau, the French, have marketed it heavily.
Okay.
Okay, they've opened markets for it. So Westland is one of the top tier American single malts because of the capital that's behind it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to say that Westland has a distinctly American flavor going on. The other 2 very closely resembled Scotch. Okay. In fact, I'm going to say that Virginia whiskey, Courage and Conviction.
Yeah.
We were talking about it.
Yeah.
It resembles Macallan in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Whereas the Santa Fe resembles maybe some peated Highland whiskey. All right, so that's Westland. Stand by for our next choice. And we're back. We've kind of cleansed our palates a little bit with water, washed out our glasses. And this is our fourth whiskey. This is a single malt from here in Fort Worth, Acre, Texas single malt. But this is not their standard single malt. This is a single barrel number 3708, finished in a Scotch ale barrel. Now, the owner for Acre Distillery came to distilling whiskey from the beer world. He was part owner of Rar Brewery here in Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
And David and I both like Rar beer.
Mm-hmm.
And this distillery started in 2015, so he's been going for 11 years. And the barley is from North Texas. It is milled, distilled, and aged here in Fort Worth. Aged for 5 years in new charred American oak finish. Now, I'm not real familiar with all the rules for American single malts.
Mm-hmm.
All the other single malts tend to use new American oak or used American oak. This one uses new charred American oak.
Okay.
That's a difference. Okay, that is a difference. And it's aged here in Texas. So this is a total Texas whiskey with new charred American oak. That's going to affect everything. 100 proof. All the other whiskeys we've looked at tonight have been 92 proof.
Yep.
So the first 100 proof. Price and availability. It is only available at the distillery. Acre is a small craft distillery. They used to have distribution rights. They had a distributor, and so they distributed their bourbon and their single malt and a couple of other flavored whiskeys. Right. He has gotten out of his contract with the distributor because it was not making money. It was costing money. The distributor system is a horrible system for these small craft distilleries. All right. So this is only available at the distillery, right? Price about $65, maybe $70, somewhere in that range. So let's try the Acre single malt finished in stout barrels.
Okay.
Oh man, right away on the nose. What do you smell? I get the beer barrel right away.
I smell it's sweet.
Yeah.
It's very sweet. It's even though it's a higher proof, there's a little bit of that whiskey kind of smokiness.
That's the Texas climate.
Yep.
Right
yep.
there.
So that's there. But it is just wrapped in this sweetness.
Yeah. I am getting the Rar
Iron Thistle?
Iron Thistle Scottish Ale. That's what I'm getting here.
Yep.
Plus the Texas funk.
Yep. Absolutely.
I'm not even getting malt. I'm getting Texas funk and beer.
Yeah.
That's all I'm getting.
Yeah. I'd agree.
And for 100 proof, gentle on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
It's not strong.
No, not at all. No, this is way more. It's more complex than the other.
Yeah.
Than the Westland. It's way more complex than the Westland.
Yeah.
And it's not as smoky as the first two. On the nose.
Yeah, on the nose, it's not as smoky as the Santa Fe. It's not as fruity as the Virginia whiskey.
Right.
So here we go.
This is much more sweet on the nose.
Dang. That just rocks my world.
That's really good.
Yeah. Wow. The beer
Yep.
the beer dominates and the Texas funk dominates.
I feel like you can chew this more, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. It's
Yeah,
more.
it's rich.
Yeah. It's heavier.
Yeah. At 5 years. Okay, this is aged longer than any of the others. It's aged in the Texas climate.
Yep.
The beer barrel influence predominates.
Oh, there's the sweet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yeah, the finish. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
This is amazing.
That the aftertaste.
Yeah.
Once all the burn settles, what's left is that sweet. If you've ever had a Scotch ale, it's that sweet aftertaste.
Yes. If you are a lover of Scotch ale and you are in Fort Worth or close to Fort Worth,
wow,
you've got to come to the distillery.
This is really
to get
good.
This. I saved the best for last. I had tested all these whiskeys and I arranged them in an ascending order of strength of flavors.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would have put, in terms of strength of flavor, I would have put the Santa Fe
third, probably.
Third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I get that because the Santa Fe was
so
our
complex.
Favorite,
both
of us, until this one. I don't know. Okay, Santa Fe or Acre?
It's really hard. It's really hard because I'm a fan of Scotch ales. So like I have that bias.
David has been to Scotland. Okay, he's done some distillery tours. So he knows his Scotch and he knows his Scottish ales.
This is the Santa Fe is so complex in its fruitiness. I can't understate that enough. It is just a party of fruit. This has that very distinct Scottish ale sweetness.
Yep.
After the burn settles or kind of goes away in I don't really know if it like sits in your mouth because it's more of an aftertaste after you've washed it down. So I wouldn't say it's like actually in the sip, if that makes sense. It is definitely, it lingers. And like licking my lips, it's sweet.
Yes.
Roof of my mouth is
this
sweet.
is almost
my
a dessert. It's almost a dessert.
Yeah.
Yes. And so if there's any fruit in here, I'm getting figs and raisins.
Yeah, the raisin. Yep.
Dark fruits.
Dark. Yep.
That's if there's any fruitiness, that's what it is. It is those dark fruits that come through and linger.
Yeah.
I mean, the beer notes on here. Okay, Raw Beer, their Scottish ale, Iron Thistle, is my favorite all-time beer. Okay, that's made here in Fort Worth.
It's a legendary,
and that's where Tony Formby, the owner of Acre Distillery, came from.
It's very good.
And so here you go.
Very good. I would say that this is a whiskey that you need to take your time and sip on. This is not, you don't want to gulp this. You don't even want to try to do anything bigger than a sip, really, for me. Yeah. Because it's going to be too forward on the burn. But I don't.
It is 100 proof.
I also don't think that you're not going to experience the lingering sweetness unless you like give it 20, 30 seconds after.
Okay, so it's between this one and Santa Fe for top billing.
Oh, that's tough because they're so different. They're so different.
Very different.
Yeah.
But These two are the top two.
by far.
For me, Acre. But I'm a homeboy. I mean, I am a big fan of Acre. I've been to Acre Distillery and their bar more than any other. I've gone through more bottles of Acre than any other. Well, Blackland's a close second. But this is by far my favorite distillery. And so I'm kind of a homeboy. But objectively, considering price and availability because it's local to me, I'm going to side with the Acre, Texas single malt and the Scotch ale barrel finish. To me, that's my favorite. Santa Fe is magnificent and it's going to be different, but it'll be my second choice. That's where I'm at.
I don't have nearly as a refined palate. So I would assume, this is my assumption, that for the regular whiskey drinker, the Acre is going to be something that's going to surprise you, and you're really going to want to take your time with it. Santa Fe is nothing like you've ever had before, in my opinion. It is deceptive. You go into it smelling, oh, I know what this is going to taste like, and then it's just fruit party. It is so complex, and it's hard for me to like pinpoint one single fruit in it. I don't know. I really don't know.
These are two different animals.
Yeah,
okay?
They really are.
Two different animals. It's too hard to compare them. It's like Monday, Tuesday. Okay? And so this
I would say Santa Fe is more like Saturday.
Yeah. So this may be a draw.
Yeah.
Because they're so different and so good.
Yeah.
So all I can say is I am fortunate to be in Fort Worth, to have Acre 12 minutes from my house, and so that kind of tilts me towards Acre.
Mm-hmm.
David is a little bit more objective. He's actually traveled Scotland, and so I think he's not invested in Acre like I am, so he can be a little bit more objective. And I think what he's seeing is these are two very different whiskeys, and they're equally good. Is that an accurate description? Just in different ways. They're good in different ways.
Yeah. I think the Acre is more tradition. It's traditional whiskey, even like a thing that you would. I don't think the Santa Fe is anything like you've ever had.
Yeah, it's very
in my
different.
opinion. If you want the wild card, go with the Santa Fe.
Okay.
If you want an amazing American whiskey that is complex in the sweetness afterwards, and you've had a Scottish ale, you're a fan of Scottish ales?
Yeah.
100% go with Acre. I think the safer one would be Acre, because there might not be a lot of whiskey drinkers who go into the Santa Fe wanting that kind of complexity. It might actually be a turnoff. But for somebody who's not as advanced in their palate, the Santa Fe is just so much fun. I mean, it is just, it's delicious. I guess I can't really stop talking about it. Yeah, so I guess I would say
feelings towards the Santa Fe.
Yeah, I would say probably that in terms of it's just how it shocked me, how it surprised me, and its complexity. It's easy to drink. Acre does have more burn, but that shouldn't. It doesn't like
Yeah, it's 100
It's
proof.
not, but it's not like it doesn't turn you off at all.
It doesn't
It's just-
over the burn. Okay, it's 100 proof.
Yeah.
But it does not overpower you.
No,
It punches below weight.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I've
And a
had
sweet
other
finish.
90 proof whiskeys that outpunch the Acre 100 proof. All right. If I'm going to relate these whiskeys together, I'm going to say Acre is much more like Westland.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a similarity there.
Mm-hmm.
And the Santa Fe stands apart. The Virginia stands apart.
Yep.
So, but your favorite's going to be the Santa Fe. My favorite's going to be Acre. Okay, we're going to take a break now, and when we come back, we're going to look at a cocktail with it. It may be one of these four whiskeys. It may be a bourbon cocktail. I'm not sure. We haven't decided yet. So we'll be back in a little bit. And we're back after dinner, and we have our dessert, which is an old fashioned. I'm using Woodinville Bourbon, 90 proof, coming from Washington State, northeast of Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
It's aged in central Washington. And I've got some Angostura bitters, some maple syrup, and some Turkish tobacco bitters with orange peel and Luxardo dark cherries. So we'll see how this old-fashioned works.
Oh, that's smooth. Oh yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's really good.
A little bit on the sweet side for me.
It's pretty sweet.
But the Turkish tobacco bitters and the Angostura bitters bring in a combination of flavors that I think matches the Woodinville Bourbon perfectly. So most of the show is about American single malts, but we're finishing up with an old-fashioned made from bourbon. All right. That does it for this show. It's extremely long, but this was a tasting, so obviously it was going to take longer. So this is American Catechism and Stab the Dragon Productions with my friend David out here.
It was a pleasure.